Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Prime Comments. It is Christmas Eve. Yes, I celebrate the holiday of Christmas. I am a Roman Catholic. I'm not going to get super religious on you. If you celebrate any sort of holidays this time of year, happy holidays. If you happen to celebrate Christmas like me, Merry early Christmas. I'll be sure if you celebrate my holiday, go to church and all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys are having at least a decent time with your family, regardless of if you're celebrating holidays or not. We are in my house. So let's just hop right into Prime Comments for this week, as next week is also kind of a celebration because it's a Prime Comments right before the start of a new year. Kind of two back-to-back holiday weekendy kind of things. So let's get into it. The first comment comes from Breath of the Wild book reveals a new Zelda game in development and more. And this comment comes from Elliot Hall, and he says, "Dude, if you're going to run a Nintendo channel, you should probably learn to pronounce Eiji Aonuma's name correctly." Or, he didn't say correctly, I added that on there. I think I just did, didn't I? Eiji Aonuma, or Eiji Aonuma. Pretty sure that that's how you say it. Sometimes I've said Aonuma, or in that last video, or in that particular video, I said it like 4 different ways because I was fumbling through it. But I have worked at that pronunciation over my years, both here at Nintendo Prime and Zelda Informer, and I'm pretty sure it's Eiji Aonuma. Or, there, see, I did the A thing again. It's Eiji Aonuma. I'm pretty sure that's it. It could be AG or EG. I've seen it pronounced both ways. Both, like, from Nintendo translators themselves saying his name differently. But yeah, Aonuma, I believe, is the correct pronunciation. And a lot of you guys put comments on there telling me the correct way, and I read them, and it sounded like Aonuma to me, so that is what I'm going to go with moving forward. I'm bad with pronunciations. I always have been bad with pronunciations, no matter how much I bang it into my head, but I will try very, very hard to bang Eiji Aonuma's, see, I screwed it up again, Eiji Aonuma's name, or Eiji Aonuma's name, into my brain like it's my best friend that I say his name a zillion times a day and just know it, you know, without even having to think about it. But thank you. I understand the feedback on being frustrated with me not knowing how to pronounce the name of a major player at Nintendo. But I do want to say this. You know, because you say if you're going to run a Nintendo channel, you should probably learn how to pronounce his name. I don't think knowing how to pronounce Japanese names should ever be a precursor to running a YouTube channel. If you want to know why I don't know how to say it, or don't know how to say it well at this point after covering Zelda for 18 years, I was in print media. You just type his name out, you don't ever have to say it. So yeah, I don't think that should ever be a prerequisite to making a YouTube channel. I mean, come on. Anyways, moving on, you are correct about trying to get it right. I should want to get it right. Hopefully Eiji Aonuma is something that just gets beat into my brain moving forward. Our next comment for Prime Comments comes from how Switch proved that home console gaming could be portable video. And Knock Fox had this to say: "I don't care if games look as good on Switch. If it runs well, and like Skyrim or Yooka-Laylee, then I'll play it and enjoy it. Sure, Skyrim's pop-ins may look horrendous at times, but I don't mind it because I can play it on the go. If Dark Souls comes to the Switch, I will indeed be picking it up. I don't care if I have less foliage, or if all the pretty ambient effects are turned down. I'll still play it, and I'll prefer it because of the portable nature of the Switch. I do agree that it's a home console, one that you can take with you, as Nintendo puts it." And I feel like that's something we just need to always take in consideration, that no matter what games come to Switch, particularly from the AAA space, there's going to be sacrifices. And for some people, those sacrifices aren't worth it. And that's fine. Go buy your PlayStation 4, go buy your Xbox One, go build your gaming PC like this rig back here, and enjoy. There's nothing wrong with wanting to play games that way. You're just not going to get that from Nintendo's current platform, or potentially any other future platform they release. Nintendo probably just isn't the company for you. But yeah, I want all the AAA games to come to Switch, even with these sacrifices, because those sacrifices, they're worth it to me. Being able to take these games anywhere, play it any way I want, is something that I love about this platform that not even a PC provides. Even though the PC obviously provides mods, and that's kind of a big deal. But we're not here to debate which platform's better. They all have their own unique little things about them. And yeah, that's what I completely agree with you. Your comments here. Obviously, Skyrim and Yooka-Laylee are two of the better ports on the platform. Maybe arguably the best ports. I would throw, now that it's been patched, I would throw NBA 2K18 up there as well. And Doom up there as well. Even with the sacrifices to, say, frame rates, it's still worth it in my opinion. And they're still excellent games to play on the go. Moving on to our next comment this week. What exactly is Retro Studios' new Switch game is where this comment comes from, a video where I was asking people, hey, what do you guys think Retro Studios is actually working on? And I gave my 2 cents in there. And Sony Mike Cronin had this to say, it should be a new IP in my opinion. My hope is a slightly more realistic action-adventure open-world game. It could be cool, but I think it would compete with Zelda, especially since they've gone open-world too. Edit, I just watched your video and LOL. Funny how we came up with the same conclusion. Yeah, I'd like an open-world action-adventure in the same vein as Zelda, but way more focused on combat, more realism, more RPG elements, not a full-on RPG though, and more mature / darker tone. Obviously, we kind of agree on Nintendo launching another action-adventure game in the style of Zelda, or if it's not Zelda specifically, just an action-adventure game of some type, even in the style of like Uncharted. I don't think there's so many ways they can differentiate themselves, because Zelda is a fantasy, like a medieval fantasy, like a medieval high fantasy kind of franchise. They could easily just have a different genre of like a sci-fi genre, or you know, modern, you know, postmodern or apocalyptic or something, and make it work. There are so many different ways they could do another action-adventure series. I hope that's what they're working on. But it doesn't mean I'm going to hate if they're working on something else. There are a lot of different types of games I enjoy, and I look forward to experiencing as many of them as I can, depending on what Nintendo releases. So, yeah, I'm with you on what I want Retro to be making, but that's just because Zelda games are like my favorite games of all time, so obviously more games that are like that, the better. That's why I like Darksiders and Darksiders 2, like games that are very, very much like Zelda, but not Zelda, and dark and mature, and have these different themes, and they're just awesome. They're epic games. Okami is another nice one like that. They're just, even Shadow of the Colossus or The Lost Guardian, like, these games are just awesome. I want Nintendo to get another game like that, and I think Retro Studios is the perfect studio for it. But we'll see. I trust them after what they do with Metroid Prime and Donkey Kong Country. Hopefully that trust is well-founded, and we'll know soon enough. And the last comment we're going to talk about this week comes from our podcast, believe it or not. I don't know how long it's been since I've taken one from our long-form podcast, but this comes from the Virtual Console on Switch, Good vs. Bad Ports, and more from the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode 44. Red Block Gamer had this to say, I doubt Nintendo will do this, but I'd pay $60 for a classic Nintendo Classic cartridge with all of the games and features that the Classic has without the hardware, just to play it on my Switch. Same with the SNES Classic. I can't say I disagree. Collection packs are something that have existed for many years in gaming, not necessarily with Nintendo, although they did have things like Super Mario All-Stars back in the day. But that was just for Mario games. Having a collection like the SNES and the NES is kind of unheard of for Nintendo. The NES Classic and the SNES Classic are definitely systems that are amazing and awesome, and I'd love to have, and they're great collector's items, and they're nice stocking stuffers if you can get a hold of them. But at the same time, they're also that also shouldn't be the only way to get these games. Now, granted, they could have Virtual Console coming, and I feel like the reason they're not going to release a collection cartridge like this for Switch is because they are going to do Virtual Console of some type on the platform. But, yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. I mean, I'd pay $60 for a cartridge that has all those games, because even if it had Virtual Console, and it was like Virtual Console's always been, you got to buy each individual game again, you're not going to be able to get all those games for $60. We all know that. Plus, being able to have them on a cart, so it's not local on the system, also saves on memory. Granted, these classic games don't actually take up a lot of space anyways, but you know what I mean. It would just be nice. It would be nice to have it as an option. Nintendo isn't always good about those options, but it is what it is. Anyways, folks, I am Nathaniel Rufflejans from Nintendo Prime, and I just want to give one last final shout out and thank you to all of our subscribers out there. Whether you support us on Patreon or not, or through super chats or subs or whatever. The millions of ways that people support us monetarily. Thank you so much for that support. But this time it's all about just our subscribers, which include those people as well, because I think all of them are subscribed at this point. We hit 30,000 subscribers this week. It's a milestone moment. I don't even think I'm going to consider 40,000 or 50,000 a milestone at this point. Moving forward, I am shooting for the moon. So 100K. That's YouTube's first milestone. That's when they send you the little play button. That's what that's what we're aiming for now. If it takes us 4 or 5 years to get there, it takes us 4 or 5 years to get there. I know a lot of people are saying, hey, you could explode next year and get up there. I don't know. Maybe we'll explode. What I do know, and this is kind of a conversation I might have with you guys in the future, is that the videos where I'm on camera, remember when I was experimenting with the on-camera reporting of news? Those videos, as I was going back over our history this year, the small 1 week that I did those kind of videos, they all got a lot more viewership than our voiceover gameplay ones. So that's something for me to consider as well, and that is a direction I want to take us moving forward, but we're not quite ready yet. I need a proper camera. We record Prime Comments with my cell phone. It gets the job done, right? Anyways, folks, subscribe for more. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike, and I will catch you in the next one.